Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the blush tag, and my friend Bailey is also doing this tag, so make sure at the end of this video you click on over to her video to see her take on the blush tag. The first question is the best packaging, and for me that is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani blush palette. I love the packaging because it doesn't really easily show fingerprints like so many other blushes do, and I actually really like the colors in it for the most part. There's only one color in here I won't wear, and overall it's great for pale skin. Next we have the Prettiest color, and you know, color, taste, whatever is very subjective, but for me I would say that it's probably Bittersweet because this is a pinky purple blush, and if you apply it lightly it's going to be more of like a pink, like an orchid, and if you apply it a little heavier it's going to be more on the purple side. So I just think it's really pretty, and I like the matte finish so that I can wear a shimmery highlighter on top, and it just really works for me. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. The next question is the most pigmented blush, and I was trying to look through my collection and decide what that would be, and I think it's my Illamasqua Thrust Blush. And I'm actually wearing this right now mixed with another color called Nars Nico, and it's just, this is really gorgeous. You barely have to touch your brush to this to get the color to come off, so it's very, very pigmented. It works great on deeper skin tones, and if you're going to use it on pale skin like me, you need to have a very light hand and a duo fiber brush. The next question is everyday blush. I've got a couple different shades that I used to wear every day. Like recently it's been Urban Decay Rapture has been one I've worn a ton. I've also worn Urban Decay Score. Before the Urban Decay blushes came out, I was wearing Tarte Mirage, which is a limited edition blush, and I love this blush so much that I actually bought a second one. The other color that I would wear a lot before that was Tarina Tarantino's Neapolitan Lane. And basically, I guess for me, an everyday blush is a blush that I can just put on and I don't really have to think about it, and it'll just go with anything. So for me, those kind of blush colors seem to work. Next is Party Blush. And I'm gonna say that party blushes are fun blushes like Duochrome blushes. My new Duochrome blush that I love is Urban Decay Fireball, which is actually a highlighter, but on my skin tone it's a blush, and it's a peach with a pink shift. And I have two other really fun Duochrome blushes, and one is Femme Fatale Creeping Coffin, which is a purple with a gold shift, and the other is Femme Fatale Autumn Luck, which is like a nude beige coral shade with a copper shift. All three of those I think are gorgeous, and they're fun because of the duochrome, so I'm gonna say that they are party blushes. The next blush is the blush that you regret purchasing, and for that one I'm gonna have to say the Kat Von D, I think it was Highlighting Contouring Blush in Morticia and Gomez. I loved the name, I thought the packaging was okay, I liked the color, but the formula sucked for me. I couldn't get it to apply evenly, and no matter what I did it looked splotchy, so I ended up returning it. So I guess I don't really regret it now because I returned it, but I regretted it when I bought it, and I was just like, it's not working for me. This sucks so bad. The next question is least used blush. And I'm gonna say cream blushes. Even though I have dry skin and cream blushes should be my jam, they should be the thing that I love to wear, I don't like them. It's very, very rare that I will like them. I got on a kick for a while of wearing the Josie Maran Argan Creamy Lip and Cheek Oil stuff, and that was okay, but in general most of them I just don't like. I find it, you know, I just don't like how they blend out, and I feel like they're sticky, and just it doesn't work for me. It's not fun, so I usually just stick to powder. Next question is my most used blushes, and I'm gonna have to say the Urban Decay Afterglow blushes. Ever since these came out, I've been wearing them pretty much non-stop. I've been ignoring most of my other blushes. Before these came out, the blushes that I wore a lot were the Makeup Geek blushes. I wore Makeup Geek Secret Admire a ton, which is like a soft orchid type shade. And now I'm mostly wearing, you know, Urban Decay's Rapture. Next is my blushes that I would never let go of. And I'm gonna have to say my MAC blushes. I was a MAC addict before I stopped buying MAC, and I only stopped buying MAC because MAC is no longer cruelty free. They're no longer cruelty free because they're selling in China. But I have some blushes by MAC that I bought when they were cruelty free that I've just been unable to part with. This is Oh So Fair, and it's actually a beauty powder, but it's just like this perfect pale pink for my skin tone, and I love it, and I really love the packaging. I have another one from that collection, which is This is Bite of an Apple, and it's a really pretty coral. And I can't be parted with them. I love the packaging, I love the colors. The last two blushes that I just can't part with, these are ombre blushes from MAC. This is Azalea Blossom, this is Vintage Grape. I just think they're pretty to look at, but I haven't worn them in a long time. They're just kind of sitting there in my drawer and I look at them because they're pretty. My favorite blush brand has definitely got to be Urban Decay because they're the blushes that I reach for the most. I would say a close second would be Makeup Geek or NARS because I do like my NARS blushes a lot. It's just I really reach for my Urban Decay more than anything else. The next question is the greatest discovery. And my greatest discovery was finding out that I look great in Rapture, which is like this mauve shade. And I think I'd avoided mauve because I thought of it as being like an old lady shade or something. But this color, I feel like it just looks really pretty on me. It's just, you know, I don't know, it's just like the mix of tones in it I think really works nicely on my skin tone and is just flattering. So it's kind of like a no-brainer blush that I can wear. The next question is the most practical blush. I'm gonna say that the Urban Decay packaging is pretty practical because it has the name on the back and a color of the blush on the back, so it's easier to tell them apart than just having like plain black packaging like NARS where you can't tell what it is from the front or the back. I actually store my Urban Decay blushes upside down with the label up so that I can see what they are, you know, see what color I'm grabbing. A close second would be the Makeup Geek blushes because I can see the color through the lid, so I really appreciate that. The next question is the least practical, and it's probably a toss-up between my NARS packaging, which I swear it shows fingerprints everywhere and you can't really tell what color it is by looking at the label or anything, so you're just kind of like digging through a sea of black. Or the Too Faced blushes, because while I love these colors, the packaging is really big and I just don't find it very practical. Next question is my most expensive blush. I'm fairly certain that my most expensive blush is NARS Craving. I actually love this. It's a blush duo, and this side right here is like a peachy bronze, which works really well on fair skin. And this side right here, they call it a seashell pink, but it's like an iridescent pink. And so you can use this as a highlighter and like a blush slash contour or like a light bronzer all over on pale skin. Or you can swirl the colors together and it's really pretty. I reviewed this on my blog recently and I really love it, and I do not regret buying it in the slightest. So it may be my most expensive blush, but I love it. And last but not least would be my least expensive blush, and that is this little blush by Essence. It's their Silky Touch blush. I think it's like $3, and the color is called Natural Beauty, and it's like a nice everyday color that's just neutral, so it's another no-brainer. You just can throw it on with anything. It'll work with just about anything. Now that I've gone through the blush tag, I did want to talk a little bit about tools. Because I have pale skin, I find that a duo fiber brush is my best friend. This is by IT Cosmetics, and I don't know if you can see, but it's like the perfect shape, I think, for applying blush. It's what I use today to apply my blush. And just, you can basically get just a little bit of blush on here, tap it off, and then apply it, and it looks great. So any sort of duo fiber brush like this is really good if you have pale skin. My other blush brushes are the Wayne Goss 2 brush, the Real Techniques cheek brush, the Crown Brush tapered brush. And I do really find this Real Techniques fan brush helpful to like soften and blend out the edges, because yeah, I like to use my beauty blender to blend out the edges, but this just seems to diffuse things a little better. So I recently started doing this and I think this looks better. For the longest time, I sort of avoided wearing blush, or I didn't really think much about blush because growing up, my mom always, I feel like personally she wore too much blush because I always felt like she had big clown cheeks. And also because I have rosacea, I was just like, I'm already covering up the redness. I don't want to add to it. I'd rather have like vampy lips and, you know, super blingy eyeshadow or something and have nothing on my cheek. And now that I've learned, hey, I can apply just a soft wash of color, it's not so bad. But I used to be very afraid of blush, so I'm glad I'm not now. Anyway, make sure you go over to Bailey's channel to see her blush tag. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what sort of video you want to see next. And if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to my channel. I make new videos weekly. Thanks so much for watching.